Hello, my beautiful Life Path number 6, and welcome back to your Tarot Path 2025. If it's your first time here, well, I'm doing a snapshot view of your year, and instead of Taroscope, because we're doing Life Path, I'm calling it the Tarot Path. Yeah, there you go. We're going to look at your energies for 2025, and I have to tell you, I'm past the halfway mark, and I did 5 of these already before yours. And what I do is I put out the cards the night before. I write down everything that Spirit wants me to take a look at, and then I ponder on it. And I think it's the most wonderful thing that has ever been here. I'm going to tell you why. It's not because the cards tell you a wonderful thing. Quite the reverse, in fact. Sometimes the cards come out and they're showing me where there's a problem. And I think the most wonderful part of that is that it's also showing me, it's like, I always say that I don't give you predictions, and I don't. I'm not going to predict what type of coffee you're going to have, who you're going to meet in your life, but I think that energetically it's kind of saying you're going to get into this, the ebb and flow of life, and there are certain points where you might want to do something different to get yourself out of the rut. And I think it's a wonderful way to look at the year. It's like a cheat sheet, a little idea of where you want to go. So as harmonizers, I know you're going to love this because you're always wanting to harmonize with yourself, and there you are right here in the year. Okay, so there's definitely some great stuff going on here, and there's some stuff that you might want to write down. You might want even to save this video and put it aside, and when you start feeling like something's off, maybe come back to it. I don't know why I'm going to say it, but some of you may not actually save this video because you have both the High Priestess and the Hierophant upside down in reverse, which to me means that with these and that at the end, right away I got the idea that this was the strength here, and next year is, I've said that the High Priestess and the Hermit are very closely related to each other, and I feel that you are maybe bucking it a little bit. You want to stay in the brave heart, not smashing through, but the brave heart kind of fearlessly moving through when it's sometimes time to get introspective. So right there is a clue for you. Having both these together, the feminine and the masculine in the reverse position, is telling me that this is something that I would want to pay close attention to in my year as a 6. Okay, when I feel myself like the feminine and masculine, the lovers going away, that unity between these two, between wisdom and insight, not coming in and helping you out, it may be time to go, wait a minute, maybe I should take some time and meditate or just sit and ponder this, okay? Because the Hermit year is coming in. I failed to mention that. Next year is the year of 9. We were in the year of 8, okay? 2, 0, 2, 5 is 9, if you add it all up. So that's the way it goes. I'm also going to tell you that you also have your own personal year number. That's different than a life path. You take the current year that you're going to be in, 2025, you take the month and the day of your birth, you calculate it, and that's going to give you a number. Now, we don't put it down to a single digit. Mine's going to be 14, and that's the Temperance card. In Tarot, you have 0 to 21. 0 is 22. So if you have 1 to 22, one of those numbers is going to be corresponding for you for the year. Okay? So here we go. I've already started, my beautiful 6s. I've already started to tell you. I see that there's challenges this year. You start right away with the Knight of Challenge. For me, that's the thing. That's his name. The Knight of Wands is the Knight of Challenges. And you may say, oh, good grief, you know. Well, if we look at it in this way, every year it represents a challenge for us. It's not just, you know, cookies and milk. There's some stuff to look at, but you have a lot of aces, a lot of like chances at partnerships, harmony, and setting some really wonderful goals. I'm going to take a look here, message in a bottle, and I'm going to give you the message for this, and it's 15-6. But you know what? 15 is also the Devil card, which is your shadow card, okay? And the message is message in a bottle, and it talks about messages and signs. And I really truly feel that this year, this is one of them that you might be missing out of, okay? So please pay attention when they come in, okay? It says communication, a sign, Ekladon, the ancient name for spontaneous oracle delivered innocently by a speaker. I've had those where you meet up with somebody and it's such a great moment. I remember meeting a strange lady after I had my first child who just, her face, all I could see was her face and a light, and she said, enjoy these moments, they do not last. And it's an innocent enough thing, but it felt like somebody who had been dropped specifically to give me this message. And, okay, so that's a Ekladon, pointing the way to the highest good, or just a message, okay? Spirit sends you signs when you ask for them, when you believe you will receive them, and when you allow yourself to become fluent in the language of symbols, oracles, and omens. They may come to you as a bird flying by, a logo on a truck, a song on the radio. Expect confirmation that you're pointed in the right direction. Pointed in the right direction. Do you see that? All right. Expect confirmation. You have to point in the right direction. Keep your ears open, for someone might say just the right thing that will give you the answer to your query. Today, message is this: Spirit hears you, and the reply is favorable. In other words, they're always there to help you out. Okay? They're always there to help you out. I love here because it's the mind and the heart combined together. This is talking about partnerships, harmony, and goal setting. It's just beautiful in this row. I was thinking, well, what's the challenge? And then we did the second row, and that would be the challenge right there. So let's talk about it. Okay? The thing that I noticed as well is you have the Nine of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Now, this may be where some of it is stemming from, because these cards tend to stem. I believe that it's telling you not to focus your happiness so much on money, but on blessings and happiness that you have in your life. Okay, this doesn't mean that money will not come in, because it's, I mean, to me, even in reverse, it's still money. It just like, it would be the difference, I feel like going, well, you know, I have a lotto ticket for $1 million, but I only won 100,000. It would be that kind of thing, okay? It still brings a lot of joy and happiness, and it may not be the set amount that you have in your brain, and you may consider it as something lost. But this case, I'm looking, these cards kind of just really shone to me and showed me that the 3 cups down is where your harmony is, and your 2 cups up is where you're expecting materialistic things. And I'm thinking to myself, whoa, that's a little reversed. Okay? So if you find yourself, and I'm not judging, I've done it myself, okay? Even as a spiritual reader, I have a Pisces channel that I've had for years, and I have ads running on it, and there's been very lean times, such as it's been for the last 3 years maybe now on that channel. But when I began, there was a lot coming in. But at some point it started dwindling because I'm very niche down, right? And I thought to myself, well, this is not great. And I was right here. I felt blessed by doing it. I felt wonderful doing the readings. But the money wasn't what I wanted or expected, or at least, you know, thought it would be at that point. And I started feeling this way. And, you know, it's okay. We're human. We have expectations sometimes. You don't need to feel, you know, like you're a bad person. Just correct yourself at some point. Just start seeing things that, yes, maybe right now, is there something I can do to increase this? And there's most certainly, I'm sure, you can do something else or add something to it or do something else. Or you can change your mindset and say, it is truly a blessing that I can do this every day regardless of what comes in, which is my case as well. So you start feeling okay about it, and you start putting the priority where it's meant to be. If you are able and capable of doing it, then thank you so much, you know, like just do it that way. And then you are open as well. I see here, like I said, I felt like when these cards came in, it went from you're supposed to be in sight and wisdom. In other words, you're supposed to sit in insight and gain wisdom, but instead you're trying to force something to go where you want it to go, okay? So the fates is, you see, it's 17 and it's 8. That was also telling me that you were trying to make something go in the direction that you wanted, okay? So the fates is acceptance that there are things that you cannot change and knowing what those things are. So it says the serenity prayer sums up the meaning of this card. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. There are things in life you will never have control over. The conditions brought on by the evolution of the collective, by nature, and by your past experiences may be fated, preordained by spirit for a greater purpose you cannot understand in this lifetime. It may not be in your cards to understand why certain events occurred, but you can accept the mystery and work with what those events and your current circumstances have to teach you. The wisdom contained in the serenity prayer. And I see the Hierophant in reverse, and I feel this wisdom being almost ignored, okay? So, what am I trying to tell you? Well, I'm trying to tell you that in 2025, when you start feeling like you're having a push and pull experience, as a harmonizer, this is very disconcerting, okay? And they want you to take a look at what you are listening to. Are you listening to the signs? Are you listening to what's being said? Are you just rejecting it out of hand and trying to go, it's like being shown different roads, but you're refusing to go down these roads for whatever reasons, from past experiences, from fear, from what you think you know, and then just keep trying to trudge on the same road, and it's not helping you any. So I made notes, and I'm going to see if I covered it all, but I think I did. It says signs and symbol, receive your blessings. High Priestess and Hierophant reverse. Messages are receive and wisdom, but you may not see. So I wrote two big words in capital letters, and it's to, if you would have to write something down for yourself this year, my 6 says it would be pay attention. Okay? Pay attention. Which is not a bad thing for anybody. Pay attention to your surroundings. Pay attention to the signs. Pay attention to what's being brought in. If something keeps repeating in front of you, over and over again, it's like almost like a secret, like, you feel it, okay? I know most people have this. I'm not the only one. When you're doing something this way, but you keep receiving a sign to do it that way, you can either ignore and keep going, and I feel like they're saying, pay attention, take a moment and see what's trying to come in and why. You may see a glimmer. Sometimes it only takes a slight glimmer, and you go in that direction, and things change really easy. It starts getting easier, okay? So, happy is less than money. In other words, happiness resides less in money and more in blessings, I wrote down, okay? Yeah, I wrote, be brave and courageous, but you're holding on to that year's energy, which is the Strength card, the 8. Instead of moving into the Hermit and the Fates. Okay, the Fates, another 8. That's what I wrote. Work with your intuition and wisdom, and it'll bring in 3 parts. 3 parts here, 3 parts here. It'll turn those cups upright, and it'll help you with this beautiful, okay? And I love that. For harmony, stars, and goals. Like you have all of this together working in tandem for you. You have such beautiful blessings working for you, okay? And don't work against strength. Work with it, okay? Because strength is a beautiful card of courage, but this strength is about using your inner strength, okay? She is able to pet the lion, not by taming it, but by being at one with it, being the lion, okay? So same thing here. The more you fight, it's like I was talking, the more you fight something, the more it's going to fight against you, Because in the fight, I feel that sometimes there's signs. There's a reason there's a fight there with us. It's to try to get us to see something different. It's trying to say, pay attention. So that would be your 2 words. When you feel like you're in a fight mode for something or you're having difficulties, okay, I would say take the time to pay attention, to see if there's something you might be missing. I feel that this is the biggest challenge for you this year. And it's not to say that it's not going to turn out the way, but if you utilize this, if you do pay attention to the sign, if you flip it so that both your masculine and feminine insight and wisdom come in throughout the year, you're going to actually change the course of this energy. Make it a lot easier to handle, a lot easier to move forward. Okay? So I feel this is good advice for anybody. I'm going to leave you with this. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a fantastic year. Like I said, keep track of this. Like just keep this video somewhere to remind you when something, feels wrong, to come and listen to this again. It's always good to have reminders. 12 months is a long time to just listen to one video and then forget about it, okay? I have a terrible memory, so I have to do this all the time. So thank you so much for being here. I'm sending you a lot of love, light, and blessings. I will be posting weekly for you and helping you throughout the year, as I've always done. My husband is a 6, so I will make him watch this as well. I'm going to leave you now. Thank you so much, and take care of yourself. I will see you next week. Bye for now.